Los Yunis, and the fourth official is Ayer Marufo.
What do you want? Yeah, in the Sea Pelican.
Fans, as they make their way to the field, please welcome to the North Stadium at Keno Sports Complex the players from the Chicago Fire and from your FC Tucson. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
From the North Stadium, the Keno Sports Complex in Tucson, Arizona. It's the 2014 Desert Diamond Cup. Spectacular day in southern Arizona, 77 degrees and sunshine, as the first of three for MLS Soccer's coverage as the MLS preseason winds down here. The 2014 season just a few weeks away. The Chicago Fire taking on FC Tucson. This is the second day of competition. It began on Wednesday. Fire 2-1 victors over the Colorado Rapids. They are 5-0 in this preseason, while FC Tucson, the Premier Development League club, founded in 2010, began competing in 2012 in the PDL, but started this tournament as a chance for their young players to experience Major League Soccer and some of the highest competition in the States. They began this in 2011 as the tournament enters its fourth year, and the home team had a 1-1 tie with Chivas USA on Wednesday. Neil Sika with you. Soccer Salutations on this Saturday. Glad you could join us for Chicago and FC Tucson. Later today we'll have Colorado and Real Salt Lake, followed by New England and Chivas USA. A lot going on with all of those clubs transaction-wise, mainly the last two, as we'll fill you in throughout the day. But the Fire, who are 5-0 in the preseason, will start what looks to be one of their stronger 11s, as they played a lot of youth on Wednesday. Mike McGee, a little bit of a knock. He is not here, not playing, but they have a formidable side in Juan Luis Anangano, who came on strong at the end of 2013. The Ecuadorian forward starts up top in Frank Yallop's 4-1-4-1. Behind Anangano, it'll be Dilly Duca playing wide left with Chris Rolfe and Alex in the center of the park. Patrick Nyako is on the right side of midfield. Behind them, Jeff Lorenowitz. Left to right across the back, Gonzalo Segares, Bakari Sumari, Patrick Ianni, who was acquired in the offseason from Seattle. John Kennedy Hurtado came over with him in that deal. He played on Wednesday. And it's Lavelle Palmer, the right back. Sean Johnson in goal for the Fire, who wear the blue from top to bottom, red and white accent trim for the boys from the second city. FC Tucson is coached by Rick Shantz, who played at the University of Portland, standing career locally, coached a lot of youth soccer, and has coached FC Tucson now in their third season of action. That'll begin in May as Chicago will kick off as things are underway with Alex and Lorenowitz. The opening touches was Segares working it on back. Good crowd filing in, tailgating, and the treatment of a big league game for these Desert Ninjas who wear white. Dan Antwick, Philadelphia, long-serving veteran all across the minor leagues. They just brought him in, a 12-year pro. He's 31. He starts up top as the Fire work it down the left. Duca with the early entry, and Nyako darting out. And it will stroll out of play for the goal kick for Victor Rodriguez, the keeper out of the University of New Mexico, but he spent a season last year with Antigua GFC in Guatemala. That's the second division in the Ascenso. A back four for Rick Shantz in this first half, as they'll probably feature two different 11s. Abed Rincon, the Mexican, who was with Necaxa for 3 seasons in the second division, the Ascenso MX. He's the left back. It is Kareem Smith, third-year player for FC Tucson, had a very solid career at South Florida, and has also played in the Faroe Islands and Puerto Rico. He'll pair in the center of the park with Edgar Reyna out of Columbia College. The right back is Sam Dunick out of Liberty. And early on, it's the Fire bossing things around. A defensive approach from Rick Shantz, so don't be surprised if you see FC Tucson bunker in here and the Fire take the lion's share of the ball. Sumari lost it. It will go back to the team in white and red. Rounding out their 11, Carlos Montes and Ryan Gracia are the two defensive midfielders in this 4-2-3-1 shape. New into camp is Andres Acosta out of Cali, Colombia. He played with the St. Louis Ambush of the MISL. He's on the left side of midfield. The man who scored the goal against Chivas, great story, Martino Rapella, 22 years of age, and he earns the foul here as he looks to align for this free kick. He works at a gelato shop that his dad started a decade ago next to Arizona Stadium, where University of Arizona football plays, just a few miles away. Good on the ball. Still trying to learn a command of that English language. Just 22 years of age. He'll take this free kick here in minute 3. A stinging ball, that's Sumari. Plays with Nyako to float on the touch. Peter Kelly rounds out that 11 for FC Tucson with Antwick up top. Here's a good push forward for Duca, coming on in his second year with Chicago and had a career best season for the Fire, now entering his 5th overall. 4 goals and 3 assists. In a trade that really helped out both clubs in the end. Duca went to Chicago. The early return, of course, was Robbie Rogers' rights then going to LA for Mike McGee. And all the Fire fans know the banner year for number 9. MLS MVP honors. Rodriguez on this goal kick. Lorenowitz. A ninja in his own right against these desert ninjas. And Anangado gonna get his first early touch on the ball. Leaves it back, Nyako. And scattered out of there by Montez. Palmer had the ill-fated penalty in MLS Cup. And the 14 rounds of the shootout to conclude things in 2013. Rincon. Around it goes. Lorenowitz detonates that attempt. We'll stroll to Sean Johnson. Fire finished 14-13-7 last season. They're 49 points, good for 5th in that final playoff spot in the East, but have the same number of victories as Montreal, lost out on the goals portion. And despite winning 3 of their final 4 games, after they were taken to the woodshed in that regular season finale against New York, didn't qualify for the playoffs. Parting of ways. And a new coaching staff in place. There's the crafty little run of Gracia. He played at George Mason. Spent last season with Nyköpings in the 3rd division of Sweden. Smith, 29 years of age, Kareem Smith. On the center back, starts it forward for Rapella. Antwick looking to get behind the defense. Flag stays down, and Sean Johnson has to come up big here in minute 6. Miscommunication in the center there between Ianni and Sumare. They part, and Antwick, who has a nose for goal at 33 years of age, he's drifted around from coast to coast, country to country, north and south of the border, and hit a stinger that Johnson comes up big on. So the Fire quell that little surge, and a goal kick for Sean Johnson. The game's best look just moments ago. Anangano trying to get airborne. Ianni missed 18 games in his final season in Seattle with a foot fracture. Many to add depth to that back line. Of course, you still have John Kennedy Hurtado, Austin Berry. On this back pass, Rodriguez. Rincon. Acosta circled back to feed the middle. Rapella. Off to Montez. Antwick. Done a nice job so far coming back deeper in the midfield to help those wide guys. That set up the little 1-2 combo that led to the shot 2 minutes ago. It's a round robin format in this Desert Diamond Cup. The final day of matches will be on Wednesday. We'll have those for you on MLSsoccer.com. And then based on the final standings 1 through 6, the top 2 teams will play in the championship game. Seattle, the victor last year. Sumare. New lifeline back in Chicago after not finding time in Philadelphia once he returned to Major League Soccer from his stint in France. Gracia. Rodriguez. Fire, turning up the pressure. Forces this pass that's stolen by Palmer. Rolfe. Trying to regain the form prior to going overseas. His early returns from when he came back from the Danish Superliga. A quiet season for him last year with just 4 goals and an assist. Smith looking for the Colombian Acosta. He flares down. Palmer claims it went out. Play rolls along. Rincon. Sway across to Smith. And again, he's got that runner in Antwick. Gracia, not all that big, has crept forward. But as he overcommits, that opens up space, and the Fire off and running. Duca. Stabbed out, and Segaris to throw in. Will sail wide for the Rodriguez goal kick as we are scoreless here in the 11th minute. Well, every day is game day with MLS Live. Watch hundreds of live and archive games on your phone, tablet, or computer with MLS Live. Visit live.mlssoccer.com for more information or to subscribe. 23-year-old from Las Cruces. Had a stellar career for the Lobos, including an unbeaten mark in 2011 when they were 18-0-4 with him in goal. That direct approach. The long balls over the top. Rincon looking for Antwick. Settled back under by Smith. Dunick couldn't control, the All-Big South performer in 2013 for the Liberty Flames. He's from Tulsa. FC Tucson in their second year in the PDL, not quite as good as their inaugural season. They were 5-5-4. They missed the playoffs. You're talking about 49 teams in the Premier Development League. Essentially amateur status. No one receiving a paid contract, although in some circumstances PDL Pro trying to work to establish guys who don't have NCAA status, but everyone here is playing to get seen, even if it's up north by the club in Phoenix in USL Pro, and that is their goal here in Tucson as the ball goes out of play, to become a USL Pro side. Drew Fisher, our referee. This is an MLS crew. This team in white, they had a fantastic US Open Cup run. Lost in the 3rd round when the MLS clubs entered. Houston beat them. They beat their brethren to the north, Phoenix FC, and also the San Antonio Scorpions in the 2nd round. North American Soccer League club. Chicago bowed out in the semifinals to DC United. Trying to get back on track. They've missed the playoffs 3 out of the last 4 seasons, 2012 the exception. And they went out and won game there to Houston. Rapella. Repels off Lorenowitz. And then a searching ball with Nyako. Not quite going to get there as Rincon played the angle well. Rolfe. Duca. Great little tap off to Anangano. Can he settle it? Finally does. Nyako to the front. Swung away. Duca and Anangano were making the runs. Tucson the chance as Palmer galloping forward. Rolfe waiting for it, but not much on it. Rodriguez settles things down. As this first quarter hour coming to a close, first of 3. Fire the only team with a result on Wednesday. New England and Salt Lake a scoreless affair. And the 1-1 tie between FC Tucson and Chivas. Tucson once again holding their posture, dropping back, looking to counter. Palmer, Yanni, Segaris, featured in all but 2 league games last year. Now Nyako trying the spin right down the I-10, but Rodriguez come out and play it off the bounce. Smith, he's got 5 caps with Trinidad and Tobago. He was raised in the Boston area. And with the pressure trying to relieve it to his keeper Rodriguez, he'll just send it the other way. Alex had a very good first half of the preseason in Bradenton. The Brazilian still only 25. This is the Mexican Rincon. Colombian Acosta. Keep it in play, so Palmer fifth season in the league. He's already with his 4th MLS club. Houston, Portland, and Salt Lake prior. A Jamaican international. Part of that World Cup qualifying run for the Reggae Boys. Fell shy in the Hex. Runowitz. Anangano had the space and let it fly, but a low dart that Rodriguez will claim. All of the decade-plus career of the left back of FC Tucson Rincon sends it forward, spent in Mexico, mainly in the 2nd division. On the corresponding side, this is Duca flying. Off the leave off from Alex, he'll look to return it, but Edgar Reyna, Nogales, Arizona, couldn't clear past Rolfe, and the deflection finds Anangano, hits the frame. So the Fire also close as the Ecuadorian, who started the final 7 games of the regular season in 2013, his big bulky frame, it's never been a problem in creating the scoring chances. Now it's a matter of finishing consistently. That one echoed off of the post. Gracia. Fouled by Nyako. And most of the time is on the receiving end. He's been near the top of the league in that category. Fouls suffered for each of the last 3 seasons. The 7-year pro, all spent with the men in red. But they wear blue today, and Anangano sneaking behind, and Rodriguez is out. Alex with a cool, clean follow to finish. And Chicago takes the 1-0 lead here in the 19th minute. It started with the pass from Rolfe. And while Rodriguez came out to take on the big man, the reinforcements from the Brazilian, who continues his solid preseason play, gives Chicago a 1-0 lead almost halfway through the opening 45 minutes. Brazilian's first goal of the preseason. Ayani. Rapella trying to keep that in the attacking half. But now it's under the steady control of the Chicago back line. Samare. Renowitz. And Segaris working that far side. Look for a better disposition with Palmer on the right. Frank Yallop severed his ties with San Jose last June. And the Fire took advantage of the open market and the bevy of openings in Major League Soccer once the season concluded. Frank Klopas has found his feet again in Montreal. But we'll see as the coaching position up there if the shoes stay tied. Iani. Rolfe. Renowitz. Great look for Anangano. Hustles this down before it runs out. Calling for help. Duke is there to provide. Despite his frame, he is fleet of foot. Anangano. The pressure leads to that Duca attempt. It sails off into the branches of the tree behind Rodriguez's goal. Halfway through this first half, 19th minute, Alex on the break after Anangano had his effort deflected away by the keeper Victor Rodriguez. Nodding it back into an open net for the 1-0 lead. Two-game West Coast swing for the Fire to begin 2014. Start that campaign on March 9th. Newly appointed Wilmer Cabrera and Chivas USA. Anangano trying to settle under this over Reyna. After Duca serves a nice ball in. Smith lunging out with the Renowitz, having that ball clipped out. Palmer to throw. Chivas has quietly added some attacking pieces. There was even the rumor of Luke Moore. We'll see them later in the day. Well, that was hushed for the moment yesterday. Chivas spokespeople. Rolf. Two-game road swing to start the season will then take the Fire to Portland. Samare with advantage given here. Anangano turns it out to Nyako. Alex. FC Tucson has sunk in here. There's Chicago has taken control. Their foot on the gas since the goal, looking for a second. Smith. Antwick turned. Didn't see any support, so he has to retort. Dunick. Montez tries to slip that across midfield. Segaris to take it back for Chicago. Team that, despite being in the thick of the playoff hunt and tying for that 5th place position in the East, gave up 52 goals. That was one of the things they addressed, of course, with the trades for Hurtado and Yanni. Bringing in the veteran Palmer, trying to help that back line, and 24-year-old Sean Johnson, who at times has been excellent, but has had his moments of struggle too. Can he take that next step this year? He watches the 10 in front, boss things around with 20 minutes to play in the first half. A 1-goal lead, Palmer. Acosta and Rincon. They've worked that left side a lot, FC Tucson. Got a great little stadium here, just under 2,500. And there's the hard foul from Lorenowitz and his numerical counterpart, Rapella. Dunick. Again looking long for Antwick, but the numbers game in the middle. There's just nowhere to go with Chicago thwarting off any passes through the center. Nyako on a squared run here to the top of the arc. Let it fly. And for the second time in this first half, the post prevents a Fire goal. Almost off of Rodriguez on the recoil and in. It does lead to a corner. They don't close down Patrick Nyako. The time and space. With a 7th pick in the 2008 draft and nearly made it 2. Anangano got to that ball and knocked it off a FC Tucson body. Rolf. The deck stacked to the middle. Sumari and Nyako. Able to have brief touches and takeaways, but the foul on Sumari stepped on Reyna. Drew Fisher, referee, will check on the 23-year-old. He played his college ball in the Midwest. In fact, the American Midwest Conference at the Division III level. call for the training staff here in the 29th minute. 1-0 Chicago. Alex the goal in the 19th. Sequence that started with a great Rolf pass to Juan Luis Anangano. Keeper Rodriguez came out, created a deflection. And Alex heading it back into an open goal. Well, Chicago Fire winter packs featuring 4 tickets to opening day at Toyota Park versus the New York Red Bulls on March 23rd. 4 hats are available for just $99. Visit chicago-fire.com/2014 winter pack to purchase. First of 3 in these final weeks of the 2014 MLS preseason. There's games currently going on in Orlando, Wide World of Sports complex. We've got you covered here on MLSsoccer.com for the Desert Diamond Cup. Chicago looking to stay unblemished in this preseason as Reyna will walk off to a round of applause. Colorado and Real Salt Lake to follow. And the finale will feature New England and Chivas. Still working on Reyna. So 10 bodies out there, 9 in the field for FC Tucson at the moment. Segaris. Some contact that wing, and Drew Fisher giving him a chant. It's Peter Kelly, that wide-sided midfielder, took the brunt of it. The Segaris foul. 15 minutes remaining in this half. Rolf. Upended by Rapella. Fans disagree. Foul on the young Italian. Palmer. Reyna gingerly walking back towards the technical area while his team fends off the Fire pursuits. Antwick, Gracia. With his cross going awry and out for a Johnson restart. Winners on Wednesday over Colorado. Grant Ward has since been cut by the Fire, scored. Quincy Amarikwa had the other. And the 2-1 victory. Duca. Pressure from Antwick, Kelly, and Dunick. Foul in the end. Sumari, who sends things around here. Returned to Chicago last year. He started 22 of the 24 games. Tail end of 2013. It's pumped by Smith. Sean Johnson spending time away. He was Nick Ramondo's backup with the Gold Cup winners from last season. Here's Nyako cruising around Rodriguez with the keeper off the line. And Nangano there, and Dunick, along with some support from Smith. And the now return Reyna. Keep it out. Another great through ball. Just enough of that turn by Nyako gave some time for the defense to recover. Now a fire foul. The home team has had one great look. That was in the 6th minute. Johnson, point blank, stopping the effort of Dan Antwick, who played at Wheaton College, Division III school. He was a 3rd-team All-American back in 1999. He's played over 10 years of indoor soccer and all across the top 3 minor league levels in the States. Ianni gonna hit Nyako on the dead sprint. One of the fastest guys in the league, Reyna. Nyako feeling he was fouled there. Ball is out for Rolf's throw anyway. Segaris. There's Smith. Wind hasn't been much of a problem, but picking up a little here towards the end of the first half. Alex, Rolf, first time attempt off the center back Smith. Yanni and Sumari spread out there. Duca fell. The fire recover. Outside of that Antwick shot, it's been one-way traffic. Not really a surprise at all. The number of goals Chicago probably have at this point, a couple off the post. Leaves this game right now in the balance still. Palmer trying to pick out a Nangano. Dunick took a decent angle, in the end wasn't able to save it. Will lead to Chicago's 3rd corner of this first half. Inside of 10 minutes to the break, and we're off to do the honors. He started the sequence that led to the goal in the 19th minute. That was Alex. Lorenowitz got onto it, but guided it wide. FC Tucson gonna work with an entirely different look, with the exception of Rodriguez in goal in the second half. Home team's best finish in their tournament was 3rd place in the inaugural edition in 2011. Won by Sporting Kansas City, who was in Tucson earlier in the month. 5 different MLS clubs began. Super Bowl weekend came in for about a week to 10 days. Portland, Houston, San Jose, Seattle, and even Vancouver, which is training north of here, joining Kansas City, and they've moved on. Well, the second part, it's hard to believe. Two weeks from today, the season commences. Majority of the action on Saturday, March 8th. Here's Rolfe. Rolling down and creating this corner kick, which he will take. Did well to hedge off two bodies there, and back to the flag with 5 minutes to play in the half. Ianni into the back of Rincon. Came outside. Duca grinding to keep it along the byline, but could not do so. Gracia stayed with it after Alex had the dispossession. Has it once again. Duca tucked in. Look at that footwork by Nyako on Rincon. The overlap for Palmer. Back to Nyako. Just a textbook buildup. Alex had slipped around the penalty spot. Created just a bit of tardiness in the Nyako effort. He's already missed a goal just by inches earlier in the half.
Severo's getting some weird noise.
Lorenowitz is waiting on the end of this Rodriguez goal kick. The timely play of Alex, anticipating where Smith was going to put that. On that second ball leads to a foul. When Mike McGee is back again with the Fire, he will most likely take that role that Alex is playing right now. Ball in, cleared out, but Nyako running this down to find the volley that is just ripped home by Sumari. Absolutely crushed, and it's 2-0 in the 42nd. What a goal from the big man as he teed it up on the left side of the area. A tired FC Tucson side as this first half winds down, concedes the second. Now the big central defender entering his 6th MLS season, 8th as a pro, knocks in the 2-goal lead for Chicago. So Sumare from Nyako. Sumare just 1 goal in 2013. That was late in the season during their 3-game win streak. October 4th, the date. Crowd crescendoing on the buildup. It is cleared away in the end, and then Rapella and Reyna with a slight collision in front of the Fire bench. Two minutes remaining in the first half. 2-0 Chicago. And 43rd minutes. Alex and Sumare, the goal scorers. There's Reyna cutting off the ball over the top for an Ongano. Smith. Nyako. A push for a third. Smith heads away. Acosta. Under duress. Able to flare it out of the corner. But Ianni does a fine job marking Antwick. Duca. Leans it across for the upcoming run of Segaris, who coughs away the second touch. Moreno had sent that up and out of the stadium on the grandstand side. Something to give these home fans a little bit of excitement. But they love the atmosphere and the ability to showcase some of the league's best. As mentioned earlier, they're looking to build towards a move to USL Pro. They'd have a nice rivalry with Phoenix FC. Just about 90 minutes to the northwest. Foul here, giving the Desert Ninjas a free kick in the waning moments of this first half. It has been all Chicago. They lead 2-0. And Drew Fisher will send the teams to the break, with Chicago looking to stay unbeaten in this 2014 preseason. Not only unbeaten, but keeping all of those in the win column. They're 5-0, looking to go to 6. 2-0 on the goals from Alex in the 19th. Sumare off a vicious volley sent on the Nyako cross. Here it is with Nyako. And this rip from a big central defender, lashing it home for the 2-0 lead. So he walks off, as do the rest of the boys in blue here today, at least, to a 2-0 lead. They're already 1-0 in the Desert Diamond Cup, looking for their second straight win. It's Chicago 2, FC Tucson nothing here at the half. We'll step out. More of the 2014 Desert Diamond Cup coming up on MLSsoccer.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to half field for the Desert Diamond Cup 1v1 halftime promotion presented by Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment. Two lucky fans have been chosen to compete against one another. They will spin around 7 times blindfolded, then dribble the oversized Desert Diamond Cup soccer balls towards the net. The first one to score will win a gift pack to Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment. Contestants, are you ready? Get set, spin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Carp International mini soccer balls flying into the stands. FC Tucson thanks Carp International for their support of the Desert Diamond Cup. Tucson Water works hard to make sure we all have water for our future, or water for the future means water reliability for Tucson. Check out Tucson Water at tucsonaz.gov/water or like them on Facebook.
marked roses and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight.
Bianchi's Italian, family owned and operated since 1977, offers delicious down-home Italian food. Pizza, subs, pasta, and salads open for lunch and dinner. Bianchi's Italian, located at 1110 North Silverbear Road. FC Tucson thanks Bianchi for its generous support.
Back in Tucson to commence the second half. Day 2 of the 2014 Desert Diamond Cup. Chicago leading FC Tucson 2-0. The host team of the PDL, essentially the 4th division. Low amateur status amongst many in the league. Chicago, as the team switch ends, with the same look that they began the first half with. A new 10 in front of the goalkeeper, Victor Rodriguez, for Rick Shantz's FC Tucson. As the goals from Alex in the 19th minute. And in the 43rd minute, Bakari Sumare off a great little floated cross by Nyako across the box and a vicious volley home. For the 2-0 lead is Chicago looking to move to 6-0 in the preseason, 2-0 here in Arizona. And try and secure one of those top 2 spots of the 6 teams to play in the championship game, which will be March 1st. That'll be Saturday, a week from today. The final day of round robin play on Wednesday, the 26th. Corner earned here for Chris Rolfe. He's taken the previous 4 in the first half. Chicago outshot FC Tucson 4-1. And they had 2 off the post, Nyako and Anangano. Duca, 4-1 look for Frank Yallop. Here's the new group led by Saeed Robinson, who's got the touch there. He was a star at Grand Canyon University. The Antelopes, where in his time there he put up 34 goals and 8 assists. Before that, National Junior College All-American at West Texas. He'll be the man up top in the 4-2-3-1 for FC Tucson. Mentioning Rodriguez stays in goal. He will get his crack to train with Real Salt Lake on Monday, as will their other keeper, Michael Dorigo, who played in the 1-1 tie against Chivas. He's going to train with New England. Well, that's great to see. Johnson here under the pressure of Robinson. The 3 behind him in the attack, Zach Bolden. For Fire fans, he was the 61st pick in the 4th round in this year's draft, but cut after 1 week, so out to prove himself yet again. He's on the left side. Jason Romero, who's just 18 years of age. He goes to Evergreen Valley High School in San Jose. He's already played with the US U17 and 18 teams. Where's number 11? And also in the attack, Nick Hammer. Here is Bolden. Out against Palmer. Working it on back, and it's Romero who draws the foul. The holding midfielders, Gabe Silvera, and a veteran of 3 seasons playing with FC Tucson, Elijah Galbraith-Knapp. Was a standout player for the University of San Diego. Get you the back 4 after this free kick. Early stages here, the second half. The home team with good support. First of 3 from the desert here in southern Arizona. It's ripped over the bar with Johnson manning the post. Defensively for FC Tucson in this second half, the left back Anthony Salchia. Saltachia, whose father played with the old San Jose Earthquakes, not in Major League Soccer. He spent time with the San Jose Reserves last year. Travis Campbell, the man with the action, attacking him right there, the right back. And a Gonzaga pairing in the central defense. It's Phillips and Carter, Greg Carter and Josh Phillips. Phillips was a member of the MLS Combine this year, not selected. He also played in the PDL with Seattle's U23s. Here's Alex looking for 2, and it just rolls by, but off a deflection. So Chicago with their second corner kick in the first 5 minutes here in the second half, and their 6th of the game. Rolfe orchestrating much of that attack as they go into the final third, handling the set piece duties. Closing in on 50 career MLS goals as he looks to pick out Sumare, who's looking for goal number 2 on the afternoon. Neil Seco with you from Lenore Stadium. Keno Sports Complex. We just dedicated this facility in the fall. Just a shade over 2,500 people. Great little setting for MLS preseason action. 2 weeks away from the start of the 2014 campaign. 19th in league history. Rodriguez. Phillips. Robinson trying to hold it on Cigaris, but healed it right to Lorenowitz. Chicago has had full control through the middle. And the foul as Drew Fisher, our referee, awards the free kick to the Fire. They've added a lot of pieces defensively. Alibaba traded away to Seattle. Joel and Pair now playing in the Czech Republic. And Arevalo Rios down in Mexico with Morelia. Now they brought in late last season to bolster their playoff push, which fell just shy. Segaris all the way forward here. Campbell defending. He has some help from Hammer. But now it retreats back to Samara. Palmer. Duca. Aoyani. Saltachia. 23-year-old heading it back to his keeper. Galbraith. For Carter. First team All WCC performer. His final season up in Spokane. That shot ripped wide, but a good effort nonetheless. Just one shot on goal for FC Tucson. That came 6 minutes in with Antwick, who was playing as the center forward, getting in behind the central defense. Johnson made the save. Sumare recovers after the speedy Saeed Robinson looking to pounce. Carter has help from Phillips. Those two were teammates at Gonzaga. Segaris. Marked by Hammer. So 3 Gonzaga Bulldogs out there: Hammer, Phillips, and Carter, and it is Phillips knocking it out for a Chicago corner kick. Their third of the second half, 7th of the game. Leading by 2, almost 10 minutes in this second stanza. Played short. Now off. They'll throw Robinson. Bit off the beaten path, Tucson's unique attractions beckon you to discover and explore our arts and culture scene. Makes Tucson a place that's authentic and comfortable. Free yourself at visittucson.org. Living up to the Valley of the Sun name today, between 100-mile stretch between here and Phoenix. Gorgeous day. Fire looking for 3. It's Rolfe taking that off the half volley and spiking it back over the bar. Another run down the right by Nyako. He set up the last goal late in the first half. This action commencing the day, first of 3. Nyako's pressure forces a giveaway, which he deposits into a corner kick. So quickly through 10 minutes in the second half, they have doubled their corner kick total for the match. They have 8. And it is upcoming now. Rolfe has taken them all. Tried to squeeze that into Lorenowitz. FC Tucson able to work it on out. Alex. Palmer. Drifting in is Nyako Lorenowitz. Spreads it wide, and Duca stumbling over the ball in the end. Go back to the Desert Ninjas.
Abner, are you still there?
As they're getting ready to embark on their third season in the PDL. Their first year, they were excellent. Finished second in the PDL West. Mentioning earlier, 49 teams in the Premier Development League, spread across 5 conferences. They finished second in the PDL West Southwest Conference. They lost to Sounders U23 in the PDL semifinals. Defensive approach that you've seen having to bunker against the more talented Fire players. Kind of instilled, as Shantz himself, a left back. He learned under the great Clive Charles at the University of Portland, the late Clive Charles. Then he got to coach with him. Here's Nyako, Alex, a toe poke, and Rodriguez to cover it up. Good synergy there once again. From that far side, it's Nyako creating. As Alex on a brace, his first goal of the preseason, started things off in the 19th minute. Back to that point on Clive Charles, the importance of not only defending but communication. Shantz had real success coaching in Portland with FC Portland's U18 women's club team. He's coached all around the youth level. Most notably played in the US ISL PDL with the Tucson Amigos. He's from Yuma, Arizona. Really excited about what they're building here. And they've presented themselves as fantastic hosts in this tournament for the last 4 years. Coming off a 1-1 tie against Chivas on Wednesday, but trailing here 2-0 to an unbeaten Fire team in this preseason. Sumare. Duca. On the lookout once more for Nyako. He's there. Saltachia. Really in a tough matchup to go stride for stride with the Ghanaian. Iani. And line has crept forward, making sure every ball is won to keep it in the attacking half. That is whistle a little bit too strong. So Rodriguez looks to leak it out. Galbraith Knapp couldn't control it. Phillips back to the middle. Gabe Silvera left it back. Galbraith Knapp is down. Went awkwardly into the turf. He's gotten back up. The freshman of the year in the West Coast Conference back in 2010 when he was a Torero. Just wrapped up his 4-year career there last fall, just 22 years of age, but third season playing for FC Tucson. Sitting in one of those holding midfield roles, number 13 in white. Robinson. FC Tucson trying to find their way back into this one. And Robinson's run, a little shoulder shrug in the end off Cigaris, earns the hosts a corner kick. Their first of the game comes just past the hour mark in this first of the 3. Second day of round robin action here in Tucson. Hammer has that thumped out. Silvera trying to work it back in. Sacramento State product as it flies the other way. Campbell cut off by Sumare. Moves so well for his size. Saw his athleticism at the end of the first half with that goal. Alex's pass misread. It's behind Duca, who's tucked in. Likes to cut in off that left side, Dilly Duca. Rolf. Better sequences of passes at times in the second half for FC Tucson. Although they haven't been too consistent in that manner. They've come in spurts. And a foul here gives them a free kick. Travis Campbell, also his 3rd season playing for FC Tucson. He was a trialist in the NASL, the Fort Lauderdale Strikers last year. Eventually didn't end up signing, and that's the goal of all these kids, to earn a contract somewhere. Maybe not just MLS, but NASL, USL Pro. Chance to showcase during college and even post-collegiate. Ianni. Spent his college time in Westwood at UCLA. Rolf. The Dayton Flyer. Watching that fly by. Silvera. Lost it. Campbell. There's Bolden. Robinson. But Ianni and Sumare very calm on the ball. Hammer. Campbell. It's a little indecisive in Duca. Stab that as Campbell fell on it. And Ongano couldn't collect. Carter. We'll try the other side. It'll nestle out. See, Tucson will keep it on the throw. 25 minutes remaining. Galbraith Knapp did well to get that wide to Hammer, who took his chance. But Sumare cleans it up with ease in front of Robinson. Palmer. Carter, a sporting family. His dad played tennis at UC Davis, and his brother's playing lacrosse collegiately. The big 6'4" center back knocks it away for a fire throw. Lorenowitz. Testament to success story you can find in the supplemental draft, as he's proven through the years. Ball goes out off of Bolden. It will be a Rolf corner kick, a Fire corner kick, their 9th of the game. yet to test Rodriguez in the half. Everything but. Here's Rolfe, and Lorenowitz going high. Do you have what it takes to run an MLS team? Test your skills by playing MLS Fantasy Soccer Manager. The game is fun and free to play. Visit MLSsoccer.com/fantasy to learn more. "30 minutes is the plan in between games, so after a brief break, game number 2 from Tucson. Rocky Mountain Cup action. Real Salt Lake and Colorado. The old rivals meeting. Game 2 of the day. Speaking of 2, that's the Fire's lead. Controlled throughout. Looking to go to 6-0 in the preseason. 2-0 here. Try and etch themselves closer to one of those top 2 spots to play in the championship game a week from today. There's a giveaway, and Robinson starts it, and a good build with Silvera. Maybe not the guy in the end they wanted taking that shot, but Romero left it off for him. It spun off the toe, so no challenge to Johnson in the end. Rodriguez. Bolden. Played collegiately at Denver, the Fire draft pick this past January. Now here looking for another place to prove himself with FC Tucson. Duca. Just a couple of years at Rutgers. Lorenowitz with time tries that pass for the run of Anangano. Segarra sneaking back before that dummy by Romero could fool anyone. Johnson. Carter shielding Anangano. Allowing possession back to the hosts. Bolden. Right into Palmer. There was defensive support from Lorenowitz too. Clip over the top, and Hammer is onside. And he's missed wide. Nick Hammer. We'll see that in his sleep. Onside all alone and couldn't finish. Those are the moments that can get you noticed. Well, a substitution here for Coach Rick Shantz and FC Tucson. They've taken off left back Anthony Saltaccia and bringing on Reed Schmidt. Reed Schmidt played a couple of years at Midwestern State in Texas. He was with Phoenix FC last year in the 3rd Division, USL Pro, team that FC Tucson beat in their first game of the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. So he's on at left back, Schmidt, 26-year-old out of Ahwatukee, Arizona. Johnson. Phillips settles under it. And around it goes to the new left back, Schmidt. Chances played some of his fullbacks, normal fullbacks, up top of the midfield here today as that giveaway started. Anangano sprawling forward. He went down in his own fruition. Hammer. And 2 great chances, 1 per half for FC Tucson. Robinson rips one, and it's Johnson pushing it away. Hammer having that great look moments ago. And FC Tucson is back in the final third. Well, Fire supporters get an insider's view of the team's first preseason under new head coach Frank Yallop with Fire Preseason All Access. Watch the series and subscribe via Official Fire Soccer on YouTube. Fire digesting this and taking it the other way with ease. Not much of a threat off that throw. Anangano needs reinforcements. They come in the form of Cigaris and Lorenowitz, but they're back by midfield. Alex searching it through. Anangano was trying to dribble around Rodriguez. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. The flag came up. '72nd minute here. Fire will stay atop of the standings with the assumption that all things will hold. The only team with a result on Wednesday. Make things of the utmost importance in the next 2 games. 1 loss Colorado, and Salt Lake went off their scoreless tie with New England. Duca steering it around. Silvera slipped in there before it got to Rolfe. Robinson. A layoff for Reed Schmidt. And Lorenowitz making a meal out of him. Alex. Anangano. Interplay at the top of the arc, just a little too congested. Here's Rolfe. Palmer. Miyako. Palmer in with a stinging slide. Tackle, and it sent Schmidt going high in the air. And the Jamaican will check on him, as will the referee Drew Fisher. But sprawling did Reed Schmidt, who came on just moments ago. The Fire team today with the possession, the goals. However, despite some pretty good build-up, still trying to execute a little bit better on that final pass. There's Schmidt. That's what the preseason is for. That makes it tougher, of course, with a team like FC Tucson playing the numbers game in the back. Hard to break down. A couple of posts, though, have prevented this from being an even larger advantage. Schmidt getting worked on the side. So right now, 3 in the back for FC Tucson. Sumare gonna win that challenge in the air with Robinson all day. Best to play the speeding forward at his feet. ball hit out of play. Well, we're going to have a second sub to that left back spot for FC Tucson before they throw it back in. Clay Zellen coming on and replace Schmidt. Just went down on that spill after playing just 3 minutes. 30-year-old Clayton Zellen out of Midland, Texas. That's playing with Phoenix FC in the 3rd division, USL Pro. Real Colorado Foxes also on his resume. Shot taken at Johnson. The youngster Romero applied his club game at Dienza Force in California. No Cowboy, 18 years of age. So Zellen in at left back, another journeyman throughout, playing indoor and outdoor. He saw some time with the Colorado Reserves in 2009. Inside the final quarter hour, it's been all Chicago. Methodical 2-0 lead as they close in on their second win out here in Tucson. Hammer and Cigaris. Stalemated there. It's Sumare to return to Johnson. Enters his 5th season with 100 MLS games played. The Fire goalkeeper. Clear-cut number 1, as he has been for several years. Anand Gano. Couldn't get his footing on it. Phillips. Cigaris. Duca and now Lorenowitz. A chance of FC Tucson ring out. Telling their team to hang with it. Foul on Ianni. Phillips. Rolfe. Off that deflection, starts it the other way. Nyako. And there's Lorenowitz doing the job to close it down. And Rodriguez closing him out. Corner for the Fire, but Lorenowitz, the takeaway. And the effort on goal leads to a 10th corner kick for Chicago. 10 minutes left.
I heard go.
Rolfe.
I heard go.
That was Galbraith Knapp to get a piece of it on the line, and that starts the breakout. 2-on-1. Romero and Robinson with Palmer back. It's Robinson, and he shot it wide. Anxious perhaps, but not close. And another grade A opportunity late. See Palmer, Johnson react there. Means little now, but important to work your way out of those situations so when you hit league play and the real competition of the season, you've already responded to that adversity if it should fall upon. And it most likely will in all circumstances. Sumare. Niako. Campbell. Zelen has come inside here. Silvera. Fouled by Alex. Here's Hammer. Bolden trying to drift in between Iani and Sumare. Iani, who had a knock on Wednesday, would have played then. His action bumped till today. FC Tucson, they will close out their Desert Diamond Cup with Real Salt Lake. Final game on Wednesday nights. It's 6 o'clock here in the mountains. There's Campbell wanting to do better. There have been more surges with this unit into the attack, mainly being on the counter, but still lacking in the polish, the looks they've had. Hammer, Robinson, that open cross that went awry from Campbell. Here in the 84th. 19th minute, Alex. And late in the first half, in the 43rd, Sumare. And a vicious volley. Romero cuts smooth and well and knocked that off Sumare. So the second corner kick for FC Tucson here, as they look to make things interesting and not just for posterity. Earning a point on Wednesday. Iani. Able to get his head in front of Phillips and easily lob back along to Sean Johnson. His backup of the last 2 seasons, Paulo Tornaghi, up in Vancouver now. He was let go. They brought in Kyle Rainish with Real Salt Lake for the past 6 years. Lumped with a New York Cosmos stint last season. Hammer, he fouled Cigares there. Still 13 caps, Costa Rica. Gold Cup member in 2009. Palmer. Anangano. All of his time preceding Fire uniform in Ecuador, with the exception of a season-long loan to Argentinos Juniors and the Primera down there. Scored 5 goals on that loan spell. Palmer back into play. Galbraith Knapp getting down and dirty, and now trying to send Bolden down the wing. Here's Zach Bolden, Fire draft pick. Got a week into camp. Romero on a hop, skip, and a jump is fouled just outside the area. At the very least, you credit FC Tucson with the way they have found more rhythm in their attack in this second half. A couple of corners, a few good breakouts, and now a free kick. Just outside the area. Romero, this is a good looking young player at 18 years old. Going for goal, and Johnson has to make an acrobatic effort. She usually makes look so easy. And he paused that up in the air, and a push off in the end. The ball going out of play and back to Chicago. So the young Jason Romero took his crack at goal, and just the second shot on the frame that Sean Johnson has had to deal with here. 88th minute. Sumare, Robinson, grappling. Morenowitz putting it back into space. FC Tucson with it back on the throw. Well, Chicago Fire season tickets are on sale now. Season ticket holders enjoy many benefits, including the season ticket card, free parking for select seating, 20% savings on merchandise and regularly priced concessions. More details and to renew your season tickets, call 888-MLS-FIRE or visit chicago-fire.com. Final 90 seconds of the second half. Both goals on the first side of the break, Alex and Sumare. Chicago going to be in the driver's seat toward a spot in the title game come a week from today. Back in action on Wednesday. And they'll see New England, their Eastern Conference foe. Those are the only two Eastern teams here. Johnson getting airborne, as was Knapp, and he has hit the ground again hard. Went down gingerly early to start this second half on a challenge, sacrificing his body, trying to connect on that cross from the byline. First of three here in southern Arizona. Rocky Mountain Cup showdown here in the preseason. Colorado and Real Salt Lake to meet in about 30 minutes from now, after that whistle from Drew Fisher brings things to a conclusion here in game one of the second day of action here in this round robin format. And the Chicago Fire are 6-0 in the preseason on the strength of a 2-0 victory over FC Tucson here today. Goals from Alex in the 19th, Sumare in the 43rd. Better attack formed by FC Tucson late here in the second half, but Chicago still in firm control throughout. And and they will move to 2-0. They'll take on New England in the middle game on Wednesday. It'll be here on MLSsoccer.com. Coming up next, it will be Colorado and Real Salt Lake in Game 2 of 3 here from the 2014 Desert Diamond Cup at the North Stadium Keno Sports Complex. Dave Keeble and our great crew, a fine job, and thank you for listening. This is Neil Sika saying for the final time from Game 1, the Chicago Fire 2, FC Tucson nothing. We'll step out here on MLSsoccer.com, and we'll be back with Colorado and Real Salt Lake coming up next.